COVID-19. We will take you to the streets for images from the nightly curfew. And schools may be closed, but the Ministry of Education's lunch program is still in operation.
The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, extraordinary measures in effect throughout the country as the Bahamas joins the world in a war against COVID-19, the coronavirus. The pandemic is claiming lives around the world. The Ministry of Health holding a press conference in the capital yesterday to provide an update on the efforts in the fight against the virus. Our Italia Hall reports.
The Minister of Health, the Honorable Dr. Dwayne Sands, confirming that there are 4 cases of the COVID-19 virus in the country. The first case remains in hospital in stable condition and is being managed in isolation.
Health officials continue to follow the condition of the 3 other COVID-19 positive cases who remain in isolation and who do not require hospitalization at this time. These 3 cases are contacts of the first. The Ministry of Health is aggressively conducting contact tracing with people who were in contact with those infected with the virus.
The ministry has also expanded its testing capacity, and to date it has been reported that over 150 persons have been tested in the country.
There are 1,750 test kits on New Providence, and 10,000 rapid test kits have been ordered. 2,500 test kits are expected in New Providence by midweek. Our partner, the Pan American Health Organization, or PAHO, is helping to build lab capacity and continues to assist in sourcing test kits.
COVID-19 testing is conducted at the Ministry of Health's National Reference Laboratory, which is internationally accredited by the College of American Pathologists. It is the only laboratory in the Bahamas certified to perform COVID-19 testing. Now, testing is also being conducted for the Turks and Caicos Island at that facility. Now, with Grand Bahama's main medical facility compromised due to Hurricane Dorian, many are concerned as to how persons will be accommodated if affected by the deadly virus. Well, Minister Sands says the Public Hospitals Authority successfully completed the construction of a special COVID-19 facility at the Rand Memorial Hospital.
Patients will be managed there, separate and apart from the regular care of patients, which will continue in the Samaritan's Purse unit, as well as those parts of the Rand Memorial Hospital which is open. There will be no lack of continuity of care provided to people of Grand Bahama.
The minister says the COVID-19 virus remains a serious threat and admits that they are concerned about the possibility of a surge in the near future.
And so while we are gratified to see the number at only 4, we do not believe that we should in any way restrain our efforts to both mitigate this, but also to identify and to manage any patients. And so we are going to ask people not to have a false sense of security.
To better respond to the public demand for information, some 30 nurses and physicians will man a virtual call center. You can call the 24-hour hotline at telephone numbers 502-7382, 376-9350 from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., 376-9387 from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m., and toll free at 242-300-2619. Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
And this programming note, the nation's leader, Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, is expected to make a national address at 7 p.m. on COVID-19. That address will be carried on the ZNS radio and television network. We invite you to stay tuned. States Embassy advising its U.S. citizens who need to return to the United States that they should do so immediately. The embassy says they cannot predict how long commercial flights to the U.S. will remain available. The statement continues that some airlines have already canceled all flights to and from the Bahamas, and others have canceled multiple routes. The State Department is advising all U.S. citizens who live outside of the United States to arrange for immediate return to the U.S. unless they are prepared to remain abroad for an indefinite period. U.S. citizens who live overseas should avoid all international travel. And given the growing public health concern and to protect the health and well-being of the population of the Bahamas, several travel restrictions were introduced. Now, some residents are concerned about persons still coming into the country from countries that are not on the restricted list. Minister of Health, Dr. Dwayne Sands, addressed those concerns during the press conference held in the nation's capital on Sunday afternoon.
We have assessed the impact of the restrictions that we have made to date, and we continue to adjust them based on our understanding of the situation on the ground. It is likely that additional changes will be made. We are pleased with what has happened. To say that we are 100% happy would be incorrect and imprecise, and the public can expect additional changes to come.
Some additional information coming out of yesterday's press conference as it relates to assistance. Jamila Mizik picks up that story.
Of Social Services, the National Insurance Board, and the Small Business Development Center are the three main agencies offering benefits or assistance to individuals and businesses affected by temporary.
We have assessed the impact. It is likely that additional changes will be made. We are pleased with what has happened. To say that we are 100% happy would be incorrect and imprecise, and the public can expect.
The Ministry of Social Services, the National Insurance Board, and the Small Business Development Center are the three main agencies offering benefits or assistance to individuals and businesses affected by temporary job loss and other disruptions due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Please refrain from visiting these offices to apply for or inquire about these services. The physical offices of the Ministry of Social Services, NIB, and the Small Business Development Center will be closed to the public for most services, with limited access for the collection of vouchers, checks, and payments. Staff are in place remotely and in a limited capacity in office to ensure applications are processed. However, most services will be provided online. Tourism workers who have been placed on short work weeks are advised to submit email requests for social assistance to the Ministry of Social Services at socialservicesapp@bahamas.gov.bs.
Officials note that you should attach the necessary job letters, job ID, and other required documentation to the email.
Self-employed tourism workers are advised to apply to the NIB for an unemployment benefit by downloading the application form online and emailing it to customerservice@nib/bahamas.com. That's customerservice@nib-bahamas.com or govuea@nibbahamas.com. Forms will be available online on Thursday. All other NIB registrants eligible for sick benefits or unemployment benefits should also download forms on the NIB website and email it to customerservice@nib Bahamas.com.
Small businesses who wish to access the Business Continuity Loan Program should visit the Small Business Development Center website for more information. Application forms will be available at www.accessaccelerator.org on Wednesday. The Ministry of Finance will still be processing all small business duty concessions and special economic recovery zone applications during the period of the COVID-19 emergency order. However, the ministry's physical office will not be open to visitors. Please pick up and drop off forms at the front desk or download online and submit to mofconcessions@bahamas.go.bs. For general inquiries, contact the switchboard at 702-1500 or email mofgeneral@bahamas.gov.bs. The Public Treasury is also operating virtually. Offices will be closed, however, payments will continue to be processed as normal. The Department of Inland Revenue and the Customs Department will be open to the public with limited access to the physical office. As staff will be on rotation, the public can expect some delay with certain services. All available tax portals remain available online. Jamila Mizik, Satanas Network News.
In other news, Resorts World Bimini closing its doors this past Friday. Resort officials noting that as the country enters a new reality, their priority is the well-being and safety of guests and employees. And so they have made the tough decision to temporarily close the Bimini property effective March 20th. This comes as the travel industry has slowed down and as measures are being put in place to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Officials say they are monitoring all advisories and guidelines issued by the World Health Organization, the Ministry of Health, and the U.S. Center for Disease Control. No reopening date has been decided as yet, and it will all depend on the fight against this deadly pandemic. And coming up, COVID-19, a biblical perspective. That story and more up next in the news.